Hey everyone, welcome to the Reality Access. Here we bring you the latest 90-day fiancé news and exclusive updates every day. If you enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel now.
Jenny dropped a bombshell on Sumit's family during Sunday's episode of 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, delivering news that immediately transformed the atmosphere from stiff politeness into complete shock. What had started as a tense but controlled family dinner quickly became emotionally overwhelming as Jenny's words hung heavily in the air. The gathering, intended to be a calm attempt at communication and understanding, instead highlighted just how fractured the relationship remains between Jenny and Sumit's family. Long before the food was finished, it was clear that this night would leave lasting consequences for everyone involved. Jenny and Sumit's relationship has never existed without resistance, judgment, or emotional strain. From the very beginning, their love story has been shaped by secrecy, cultural clashes, family opposition, and constant pressure from outside voices. Although they finally reached the milestone of marriage last season after nearly 10 years together, the wedding did not bring the peace Jenny had once imagined. Instead of acceptance, she found that Sumit's family continued to reject her presence in their lives, unable to move past the fact that she is 30 years older than Sumit. What Jenny once believed time might heal has instead remained firm, rigid, and unchanging. Throughout the current season, viewers have watched Jenny slowly confront a painful realization that has been building inside her for years. No matter how long she stays in India, no matter how respectful she tries to be, and no matter how much she sacrifices, Sumit's family may never view her as a legitimate part of their world. This understanding has forced her to rethink everything about her future. Jenny has begun openly discussing the possibility of returning to the United States with Sumit, believing that physical distance from his family may be the only way they can finally live without constant judgment, criticism, and emotional strain. For Jenny, the idea of moving represents emotional safety, stability, and the chance to live without feeling unwanted. For Sumit, however, the same idea brings feelings of loss, guilt, and fear tied to leaving his roots behind. Sumit wants to stay in India, revive his food business, and hold on to whatever connection he still has with his family, even if that relationship remains strained and complicated. His heart is pulled in two directions, toward Jenny, the woman he loves and chose to marry, and toward his parents, whose expectations and cultural values have shaped his entire life. This inner conflict has created ongoing tension between the couple. As Jenny grows more convinced that staying in India will only deepen her pain, Sumit becomes increasingly hesitant to leave the country that defines his identity and sense of belonging. The dinner itself felt heavy with unspoken anxiety from the moment everyone arrived. Jenny's daughter, Christina, was present, having traveled from the United States to spend time with her mother and witness the situation firsthand. Her presence added emotional weight to the evening, as she represents Jenny's life outside of India and the support system waiting for her back home. Christina's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the tension in the room. Noticeably absent was Sumit's mother, who refused to attend the dinner altogether, making her stance unmistakably clear. Her absence spoke volumes, reinforcing that her opposition to the marriage remains unchanged and deeply rooted. Sumit's father, brother, and sister-in-law did attend the dinner, though their body language and expressions suggested discomfort rather than openness. Jenny admitted to cameras that she always feels deeply nervous whenever Sumit's family is nearby. She explained that each interaction feels unpredictable, as if a single wrong sentence could spark confrontation. She described the emotional pressure of constantly monitoring her words, fearing judgment at every turn. Jenny confessed that she went into the dinner expecting it to go badly and worried it would only confirm her belief that she has no future in India. At the beginning of the meal, Christina attempted to set a respectful and compassionate tone. Speaking calmly, she told Sumit's family that she genuinely cares about him and sees him as a kind and loving man who truly loves her mother. She explained that her wish was not to create conflict, but to ask them to treat Jenny with the same care and humanity they would want for their own family members. Christina reminded them that Jenny and Sumit have been together for 10 years, emphasizing that their relationship was not impulsive or temporary, but built through years of hardship, sacrifice, and emotional endurance. Despite Christina's thoughtful approach, Sumit's family remained defensive. His father explained that their family has endured relentless criticism and social pressure because of the relationship. According to him, relatives, neighbors, and members of their community have spoken harshly about them, causing embarrassment and emotional pain. He stated plainly that while relationships like Jenny and Sumit's may be accepted in American society, they are not accepted in Indian culture. The shame and judgment placed upon their family, he said, have made it impossible for them to support the marriage openly. In a confessional, Sumit's father went further, expressing confusion and disbelief over the situation. He pointed out that Christina herself is older than Sumit, and Jenny is even older than Sumit's own mother. From his perspective, the age difference disrupts traditional family structure and goes against cultural logic. He questioned how Christina could support such a relationship, reinforcing just how deeply ingrained these beliefs are in his worldview, and why acceptance feels impossible for him.
Conversation continued. Jenny appeared increasingly exhausted and emotionally worn down. Years of trying to explain herself, defend her love, and prove her intentions seemed to collapse into one moment of painful clarity. She admitted that she feels she will never truly be accepted by Sumit's family, no matter how long she stays or how much patience she shows. Her voice carried both sadness and resignation as she explained that she does not want to take Sumit away from his family, but she believes that moving to the United States might be the only way to reduce the constant conflict and emotional damage. Jenny then revealed that she and Sumit are considering moving to America. She explained that living there might prevent further tension, as Sumit's family would no longer have to see them together in India. Her words were not filled with excitement or hope, but with quiet acceptance, as if she were acknowledging a final option rather than a dream. The announcement stunned everyone at the table, instantly shifting the emotional energy of the dinner. Sumit's brother questioned whether they were serious about such a drastic move, clearly caught off guard by the statement. Jenny confirmed that they were serious, emphasizing that this was not just a passing thought, but a real possibility they were considering. Sumit, however, appeared shaken. In his confessional, he admitted that he was shocked Jenny shared this plan in front of his family without discussing it with him first. He expressed fear about their reaction and anxiety over how this revelation might further damage his already fragile relationship with them. The dinner ended without resolution, leaving tension hanging thick in the air. Jenny and Sumit walked away facing greater uncertainty than ever before, with the possibility of moving to the United States now openly acknowledged and the divide with Sumit's family seemingly deeper than before. The moment marked a potential turning point in their story, raising the question of whether distance will finally bring peace or whether it will create new challenges neither of them are fully prepared to face.
To Sumit's family during Sunday's episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After when she revealed news that instantly changed the tone of the evening. What began as an already awkward family dinner filled with forced politeness and restrained attention quickly turned into a deeply emotional moment once Jenny spoke up. Her words seemed to freeze the table, making it clear that this conversation would not end quietly. The dinner, originally meant to create some understanding and calm dialogue, instead exposed how broken and unresolved the relationship between Jenny and Sumit's family truly is. Even before the meal was over, it was obvious that this night would have long-lasting effects on everyone involved. Jenny and Sumit's relationship has always existed under pressure. From the start, their love story has been marked by secrecy, cultural differences, family disapproval, and emotional hardship. Even after they finally got married last season, following nearly 10 years of being together, the marriage failed to bring the acceptance Jenny had hoped for. Rather than softening with time, Sumit's family remained firm in their rejection of her, unable to look past the fact that she is 30 years older than Sumit. What Jenny once believed patience and commitment might fix has instead stayed stubbornly unchanged. As this season has unfolded, viewers have seen Jenny slowly face a painful reality that has been building inside her for a long time. No matter how long she lives in India, how carefully she respects the culture, or how much she sacrifices for Sumit, his family may never truly accept her as part of their lives. Coming to terms with this truth has forced Jenny to reconsider her future entirely. She has begun openly discussing the idea of moving back to the United States with Sumit, believing that distance from his family may be the only way they can finally live without constant criticism, judgment, and emotional stress. For Jenny, moving represents peace, emotional security, and freedom from feeling unwanted. For Sumit, however, the same idea brings fear, guilt, and the pain of potentially leaving behind his home and identity. Sumit wants to remain in India, restart his food business, and keep whatever connection he still has with his family, even if that relationship is tense and fragile. He feels torn between two worlds, his commitment to Jenny, the woman he chose as his wife, and his sense of duty toward his parents and cultural roots. This emotional tug-of-war has created growing tension between them. As Jenny becomes more convinced that staying in India will only continue to hurt her, Sumit struggles with the idea of leaving the country that defines who he is. From the moment everyone arrived at the dinner, the atmosphere felt heavy and uncomfortable. Jenny's daughter Christina was there, having traveled from the United States to spend time with her mother and see the situation for herself. Her presence added emotional depth to the evening, as she represents Jenny's life outside of India and the support waiting for her back home. Christina remained calm, but the tension in the room was impossible to ignore. Equally noticeable was the absence of Sumit's mother, who refused to attend the dinner at all. Her decision spoke volumes, making it clear that her opposition to the marriage remained strong and deeply rooted. Sumit's father, brother, and sister-in-law did attend, though their expressions and body language suggested unease rather than openness. Jenny later admitted to cameras that she always feels anxious around Sumit's family. She explained that every interaction feels unpredictable, as if one wrong word could instantly turn into an argument. She described the emotional exhaustion of constantly watching what she says, fearing judgment at every moment. Jenny confessed that she went into the dinner expecting it to go badly and worried it would confirm her fear that she has no real future in India. At the start of the meal, Christina tried to ease the tension by speaking respectfully and thoughtfully. She told Sumit's family that she genuinely cares about him and sees him as a kind and loving man who truly loves her mother. She made it clear that her intention was not to cause conflict, but to ask them to treat Jenny with the same basic respect and compassion they would want for their own family members. Christina reminded them that Jenny and Sumit have been together for 10 years, stressing that their relationship was not impulsive, but built through years of challenges, sacrifice, and emotional struggle. Despite Christina's calm and sincere approach, Sumit's family remained defensive. His father explained that their family has faced ongoing criticism and social pressure because of the relationship. According to him, relatives and neighbors have spoken harshly about them, bringing embarrassment and emotional pain. He stated clearly that while relationships like Jenny and Sumit's may be accepted in American culture, they are not accepted in Indian society. The judgment placed on their family, he said, has made it impossible for them to support the marriage openly. In a confessional, Sumit's father expressed even deeper confusion and disbelief. He pointed out that Christina is older than Sumit and that Jenny is even older than Sumit's own mother. From his perspective, the age difference goes against traditional family values and cultural logic. He questioned how Christina could support such a relationship, highlighting just how deeply ingrained these beliefs are for him and why acceptance feels unreachable. As the discussion continued, Jenny looked emotionally drained. Years of trying to explain herself, justify her love, and prove her intentions seemed to collapse into one painful realization. She admitted that she feels she will never truly be accepted by Sumit's family, no matter how long she stays or how patient she remains. Her voice reflected exhaustion and sadness as she explained that she does not want to take Sumit away from his family, but she believes that moving to the United States may be the only way to reduce the ongoing conflict and emotional harm. Jenny then revealed that she and Sumit are considering moving to America. She explained that living there could prevent further tension since Sumit's family would no longer have to see them together in India. Her words were not spoken with excitement, but with quiet resignation, as if she were acknowledging a final option rather than a hopeful plan. The announcement stunned everyone at the table, instantly changing the emotional balance of the dinner. Sumit's brother questioned whether they were serious about such a major decision, clearly surprised by how suddenly it was revealed. Jenny confirmed that they were serious, emphasizing that this was not just a passing idea, but a real possibility. Sumit, however, appeared deeply shaken. In his confessional, he admitted that he was shocked Jenny shared this plan in front of his family without discussing it with him first. He expressed fear about their reaction and concern that this revelation could further damage his already fragile relationship with them. The dinner ended without any resolution, leaving the tension thick in the air. Jenny and Sumit walked away facing even more uncertainty, with the possibility of moving to the United States now openly on the table, and the divide with Sumit's family seemingly wider than ever. The moment marked a critical turning point in their journey, raising the question of whether distance might finally bring peace or if it will create new challenges neither of them are fully prepared to handle. 90-Day Fiancé recap. Jenny tells Sumit's stunned family they plan to move to the U.S. Jenny dropped a bombshell on Sumit's family on Sunday's episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. The couple went to dinner with Jenny's daughter, Christina, who was visiting from the U.S., as well as Sumit's family, and Jenny dropped a bombshell on Sumit's family that had them visibly shocked. Jenny and Sumit finally got married last season after a decade of being together, but his family has still not accepted Jenny given she's 30 years older than Sumit. During this season, Jenny is flirting with the idea of moving back to the U.S. with Sumit since she feels his family will never accept their relationship. Sumit, however, wants to start working again on his food business in India and doesn't want to leave his home country. During the dinner on Sunday's episode, Sumit's mom didn't show up since she is passionately against their marriage, but his father, brother, and sister-in-law attended. "I always feel scared when his family is going to show up," Jenny told cameras. "I'm very leery about how this is going to change their feelings about me, but if things go how I think it's going to go, it's probably going to be a disaster. Worst case scenario would be a big fight happens and everything goes south real quick. If that's the way they want it, they're leaving me with no choice but to take Sumit to America." Right at the start of the dinner, Christina politely told Sumit's family that she deeply cared for Sumit and called him a wonderful man, and that her wish was that they cared for her mom in the same way. She noted that Sumit and Jenny have already been together for 10 years. Still, his family resisted, with his father noting that their family has received so many harsh words because of Sumit and Jenny's unconventional relationship, which is why they can't accept the marriage. "Your society accepts all the relations, but our society do not accept such type of relations in our country," he said. He also noted to cameras that Christina was actually older than Sumit, and Jenny is older than Summit's mom, so he was bewildered on how she could accept their relationship. Finally, Jenny declared that she's never going to be accepted. "I don't want to take him away from his family, but I think maybe it's better if we just go ahead and live in America then. Maybe we won't be upsetting the family so much," she said to Summit's shocked family. "We won't be seen together, I guess. So?" Summit's brother questioned if they were actually serious, and Jenny replied that they were. Meanwhile, Sumit said he was also shocked Jenny told his family that and was scared of their reaction. For more on Sumit and Jenny's ups and downs this season, watch the video below.